Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am Radoy, I'm a portrait photographer, and today we're gonna have a story time. I asked you a while back on my Instagram stories what type of video would like to have next, and a lot of you voted for the story time of how I got to make this picture and the story behind it and so on and so forth. So today I'm gonna tell you how I started smoking and my journey to how I got to take that photo, and eventually I'm gonna also show you how I edited the photo. So yeah, let's begin. So I've been a smoker for roughly 12 years. As you may know, it wasn't the smartest decision to start smoking, but I was young, I was easy to be influenced by people, and at that time I just broke up with one of the girlfriends that I thought was the love of my life, and I couldn't go without her, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I was all depressed and stuff, and a friend of mine who was also a smoker, he was like, come on man, have a cigarette, it's gonna make you relax, it's gonna help you, it's gonna whatever. For a bit, actually calmed me down, it relaxes me, and having a chat also with a friend helped to get over that girl. But it got me hooked from the first cigarette. It started easy at the beginning. It was one cigarette today, one cigarette tomorrow. Next thing you know, 1 week later, I was buying a pack of cigarettes. Yeah, not the smartest decision. I was smoking for a while, and at some point, I was with someone in a relationship that had a very, very serious allergy reaction from time to time, and no one knew why. So in order to find out what was the issue, we went to a lot of doctors. No one seemed to know what the issue was, and we ended up in Italy. In Italy, a doctor found something white in her mouth or whatever, and they said that smoking may be one of the causes of the reaction. Of course, she got scared. She said, fair enough, from tomorrow I'm not gonna smoke anymore. And me, as a supportive boyfriend, I decided to quit as well, because I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable or make her want to smoke again. So I quit, but because it wasn't something that I wanted to do for myself, it was something that I did for someone else, and I wasn't very well invested in quitting. It didn't last long. It lasted only 4 months. So yeah, we used to go every weekend. We used to go out, and I didn't drink because I was a driver. And how much can you eat? I was eating like a full platter for 2 people in one sitting, and then there was nothing else to do. And I was always used with doing something with my hands. I was obsessed. I had to do something because I was thinking it's a habit. No, it was an addiction. But anyway, I had the habit of doing something with the hands. Preferably smoking. One of the nights, I was like, okay, can you pass me a cigarette? Just one, it's not gonna hurt. Whatever, just one cigarette, no problem. And I was given a cigarette. Worst decision I could do. Because, again, I started smoking, but I was hiding. I didn't want the girl from that time to know that I started smoking again. So I was doing all kinds of shady stuff to go and smoke, and then like when you're hiding from the parents when you're smoking and you don't want them to find out. I was doing all kind of crazy shit like that, so she would not find out that I started smoking again, because I wanted to remain in everyone's eyes as a non-smoker. So eventually I got caught. I parked the car. We were going to some friend's house. I parked the car and I said, you go in front and I'm gonna park the car better or whatever. I found a stupid excuse anyway. So she went, and I stayed in the car. I smoked the cigarette. I had a pack somewhere hiding in the car, and I had my cigarette and had a gum, of course. And then I went to go to the block, to enter the block, and she was nice enough to be at the door and hold my door. And yeah, actually I didn't finish the cigarette. I was still having like 1 or 2 smokes, and I was like, I'm gonna finish it quickly before I get to the door of the block. Yeah, she was holding the door and she caught me smoking. Needless to say that it was a big, massive argument, and it was fair because I was a liar. Why would you lie for something like this? But yeah, I was afraid of telling her and everyone that I'm a smoker again, because I wasn't very proud of it. But it happened. And long story short, I was fighting with quitting. I was always saying, probably every year, I was saying, I'm gonna quit. This year, I'm gonna quit. This New Year's resolution, I'm gonna quit smoking and whatever. I was lying to myself and everyone around, as probably you do the same. But yeah, eventually, I found myself in a very difficult situation. I was stupid enough to make some bad decisions. I'm very good with money normally, and I don't throw them around. I don't gamble. I don't do nothing stupid with the money. But for some reason, I found myself maybe a few days before my salary with only £100 in my pocket or less, and I was thinking, and that was the breaking point. I was like, what should I buy? Cigarettes and petrol, cigarettes and food, whatever. So out of those three, it was only cigarettes on that list. Cigarettes and one thing, because I didn't want to buy, or I couldn't afford to get all three. So I felt so bad, and I was like, man, I need to find a way to quit smoking. And I was watching some guy on YouTube. My Romanian friends might know him. His name is Dragoș Pătraru, and he has a show called Starea Nației. It's a show about what happens in Romania in general, or Starea Sănătății, which is about like they talk about health and how to improve your health and so on and so forth. And I heard before about the book, but this guy started quoting about from that book called The Easy Way by Alan Carr. And I was hearing all those quotes about why it's okay to quit, how can we quit, etc, etc, and somehow gave me a boost. It gave me a reason to quit, because all those things that he was quoting from the book, they were applying to me. Like I didn't really like the smell of the cigarettes, or I wanted to have more money in my pocket instead of spending them on cigarettes and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's actually helped me, and it made me actually finally, after so many years of knowing about the book, it actually made me read it. Actually, not read it, I was listening to it on YouTube on my way to work, and from work I was listening. It was 5 hours of listening, but believe me, maybe halfway through the book, even if the book continuously saying don't quit now, blah 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 blah, I quit. I just decided one night, I was like, look, I'm gonna smoke the last cigarette and that's it. F it, I'm just gonna quit. I don't want to smoke any more cigarettes. And guess what, next day I didn't feel the need of smoking. Even if in the house that I live in everyone is smoking, I didn't feel no need of smoking. And it was making me so happy, so proud. And 1 week after I quit smoking, I decided to do something to celebrate, you know. Of course, not lighting up a cigarette, but making a photo that will always remind me of why I quit smoking. And it was more like like a statue or something to always remember me why I quit smoking and why I shouldn't start again. I don't feel the need of smoking again, but I've seen so many people relapse. So yeah, that was something for me to remember. And now I'm gonna try to show you how I edited the photo. Right guys, now we're at the computer and I'm gonna show you roughly how I edited that photo. It's not gonna be exactly, but I'm gonna show you the idea behind it, and probably it's gonna help you also edit photos with composition like I did. Yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's get into it. So first thing, so this was the photo. Yeah, so this was the end result. And how I did it mostly was I chose one of these photos. Let's say this one, I think it was the one that I chose, and a few with my hands and cigarettes. Okay, what you want to do, I put this one as first layer. Okay, I put this one as first layer, then I choose, let's say this one, and we go object selection. Yeah, we choose the object and we go Control J is gonna make a copy of it, and we delete the underlayer. Yeah, Control T to whatever, put in the position, make it smaller, bigger, etc, etc. We do the same with all of them. Let's say this one, object selection, we select the object, Control J to make a copy, we delete the layer that was under, the same, Control T, and this one, Control T, yeah, we make it smaller if needed. Whatever works for you to make it more realistic. Yeah, you can do some generative fill. Go here, lasso tool, circle around, and let's say control and then generative fill, and we put light up the silhouette. Generate. We're gonna wait. It's gonna give us 3 options, and yeah, we're gonna see which one it fits better. You can add the colors to the photos prior to this or after. I think, if I remember well, for this photo I did the coloring after. Let's say I'm happy with this one, and I'm gonna do one more time. So we add the smoke, generate. If not, you can add the overlays. I have some, but I'm trying not to use them at this moment. I try to do it how most other people will probably do it, and probably is the easiest than searching for all kind of overlays and so on and so forth. Yeah, so we have a kind of an interesting realistic smoke here. We're just gonna leave it here because otherwise it's gonna take forever. We're just gonna leave it here. And yeah, I added smoke all over the photo from this cigarette as well. I added smoke around as well as for ambience or whatever. But yeah, at the moment we're gonna leave it to this. This was just as an example for you to see how I did the photo. Save. And it's gonna go back to Lightroom. I'm using Lightroom Classic, you might not use it, but yeah, this is my favorite one. And from here is just up to preference. Yeah, light it up, change the color balance, blah blah blah, etc, etc. You can put some vignetting if you want. Whatever works for you. But yeah, this is pretty much how I did the photo. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hope that you're gonna read the book or listen to the book The Easy Way by Alan Carr. If I find the link of the audio that I listened to, I'm gonna leave it down below, and hopefully it's gonna help you quit if that's something that you want to do. If not, I hope that you learned something about editing from me today. Either way, you probably learned something today. So yeah, thank you, and join me in my next video.